Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the last service again for last monthly service for this year. Before we begin, we're going to read the Konko Creed on page 73. On page 73, and let's read this together. The Konko Faith, our creed. We believe in Tenchi Kane no Kami, the divine parent of the universe. Our founder, Konko Daijin, embraced revelations and, as divine mediator, answered the call to eternal mediation. Our continuing goal from moment to moment is to realize Kami within each of us. We are fulfilled through Kami. Kami is fulfilled through us. The happiness of everyone is Kami's greatest wish. We give thanks for Kami's blessings, mysterious, wondrous, and mundane. Blessings begin with our own hearts, hearts filled with harmony and joy. We pray wholeheartedly to Kami today and every day, trusting Kami as our loving parent, finding peace of mind. We live our faith and service to Kami, each other, and our world, nurturing and nurtured, mutually fulfilled. We revere those who have gone before us, spirits one with Kami, caring for us eternally. We respect and appreciate other paths taken by humanity towards spiritual fulfillment. So good morning again. So today's service is the last monthly service for this year. And so what's important about this service is it's a time to reflect on the past year. We also have one more service called the Year-End Purification Appreciation Ceremony, which is on the 17th of December. But as the last monthly service, it's a time to reflect back on our lives, reflect back on the past year. So much struggles, so much difficulties, but also on the other hand, there's so much blessings, so much good things that happen in our life too, right? But oftentimes, human nature, we tend to look at things that went wrong, right? Things that are going awry, things that are not going our way. And so it's a time it takes work to press the brakes on that slippery slope of going down to the complaining route, because that's what we do by default. And complaining is not necessarily a bad thing all the time, because that's what helps us improve. We kind of see what's wrong and needs to improve. So there is a place and time for it. However, if we do it too much, I'm guilty of it too. We're all guilty of it, right? If we do it too much, it kind of goes down that slippery slope. And then we start to lose sight of our appreciation of all the blessings that we've been receiving. And so this past year, a lot of my sermons are kind of more focused or geared towards how can we incorporate faith into our daily life. Not complicated, just simple things that we can do to incorporate faith in our daily life. And so one of those things is related to Eiji-san. He wrote a newsletter. It's in the front of the lobby. You might see it with the red font on there. But in his speech, I dropped something. In his speech, or in his sermon, he talks about how whatever he does, before he does anything, he always prays to Kami-sama for guidance. And with that peace of mind, it brings peace of mind. It brings this peace of mind that Kami-sama has his back, has your back, has my back as well. Because oftentimes we think we're doing it all by ourselves, like we're carrying this big burden of responsibility, obligations, all kinds of things, right? We think we're doing it all by ourselves. However, Eiji-san teaches us, the founder teaches us, Fukuda Sensei also teaches us to rely on Kami-sama before we do anything, especially something major, right? You guys are going to go to college. You guys are going to, not graduating pretty soon, actually, right? And so graduating from high school, going off to college, big decisions to be made. A lot of things that's going on, right? And so it gives us peace of mind that when we do graduate, when we do move on, when we do find a new job, go to the hospital, getting treatment, anything. There's so much things that go on in our life, but the most important, simple thing that we can do is to pray before going to the hospital, to pray before going to school. So as a habit for me, I always pray before I leave the house. Before I go fishing, I say, I hope I catch some fish. And so, like these kind of things. Or before I go hiking, before I come to work, before I go anywhere, before I leave the house, I pray in my little sacred space, I hope I have a good day. Pray for safety of everyone around me as well. When I come back, also as a habit, I pray back to the altar. I say, thank you, I had a good day. I caught no fish, but at least I got some vitamin D. And so, like these kind of things. That it's about how do we incorporate simple everyday things into our daily life. And by doing that, it keeps that connection alive. It's kind of like keeping in touch with your friends, right? If you text them once a year, that friendship is kind of thin in a way, right? But if you talk to them on a regular basis, text them, call them from time to time, email, it keeps that relationship connected. And it's the same thing with our relationship with Kami-sama. Kami-sama doesn't lose the connection with us, but we tend to cut that connection with people, with Kami-sama, with church, with our relationships. And so the relationship we have with faith and Kami-sama is the same as the same relationships we have with each other. And it's because we can associate that connection we have with each other, we can incorporate those same kind of practices within faith as well, with Kami-sama as well. And so it really does help. It helped me and my family. It helps Eiji-san, written in the article. You'll definitely see that. 90 plus years of blessings due to having this faith focus. And so there's a teaching in the Gorikai, which is our church Bible, our faith Bible. We call it the Gorikai, Kyoten. And so it says, no matter what you may do, if you pray to Kami before going to work or before doing any task, you can complete your work or task successfully. And so it doesn't mean that there's some magical power or anything. There might be, but it's the mindset that changes. It's your heart's mindset that changes. And so with that heart difference mindset, having this peace of mind, this hope that Kami-sama has your back, that things will be okay, things work out. And even if it doesn't work out, because we have a different mindset, it's like, I guess it was meant to be. There's also a learning opportunity. There's a lot of learning opportunities. Sometimes we pray for things that, we pray for sickness, but the sickness doesn't get well. We pray for financial blessings. It doesn't really work out. Or we might get something completely opposite of what we prayed for. But the founder always said that whatever happens in your life, try to see the blessing, the learning opportunity within it. And that takes a little bit of work because it's not by default, because naturally we go to our defaults. And so that's where practicing little by little, I'm guilty of it myself. And so it's a reminder not only for you all here today, but also for myself to also keep this reminder of connection, this relationship you have with Kami-sama, this relationship you have with each other, with your parents, with your siblings, with your aunties and uncles in the church, and your friends and your family, coworkers. The list is endless. But it's about keeping in mind that, keeping this faith, this connection with Kami-sama, to rely on Kami-sama before we pursue anything. And so Eiji-san's article, there's only a few more copies in the front lobby, but I highly recommend you read it because that's what has been his guiding light throughout all the difficulties he's gone through. And so many church members, many believers, ministers as well, the faith has been their guiding light to help them overcome a lot of their struggles. And so I'm sure it'll help you as well. So think about that for the next year, and hope it'll help a little bit. Thank you so much.